suppose a student wants to leave in September, when do you think you should start with all the paperwork?
Okay, there are two big intakes or admission periods for New Zealand. One is the February intake and you have the July intake. So these are the two big ones. There are a lot of other admissions as well throughout the year, but these are the two big ones. We ideally would like somebody to start 6 months before. We ideally would like to start 6 months before. See, this going abroad on a student visa is a bit like cooking a dish. You know, when you give it nice, adequate time is when you will tend to end up with a good dish. If you try to hurry it up, you might burn it, you know. And in this instance, it is the burning up is that you will not get a visa because you're trying to hurry and put in a lot of information at the last minute. But ideally, we would like to get 6 months time. Yeah.
Can you also tell us the ID cards which the universities provide? Where all are they valid?
All right. The ID cards that you are issued with by the university, by and large, would come in handy when you go to use it for transportation, because students get a discount on the public transport. You also have something called Citizens Advisory Bureaus across New Zealand in various cities. So you can go and display your student ID card and have access to some of the services provided by the Citizens Advice Bureau. They are also valid at pretty much all the libraries that are run by the government of New Zealand. And I must tell you, there are some amazingly beautiful libraries. You have some excellent books and other things like videos and DVDs and stuff. So you can use it all these different places. Sometimes when you're out, let's say, you know, on a tourist kind of a trip, you might also get a discount on the accommodation if you're a student.
What is the International Student ID card?
That's a facility provided to students who are, who have received their admission letter from a foreign university, and by virtue of that, they get the International Student ID card. What the International Student ID card does is it entitles you to lots of discounts on various services, including, you know, a lot of things that you use to see that dream come true of studying abroad. So there are even banks offering a slightly lesser percentage of interest on an education loan once you provide this particular ID card. You might get a discount on your travel when you buy your international ticket. You might get a discount on your calling cards which you would like to carry with you. I believe some luggage manufacturers are also providing a small discount to international students. So overall, I think there's a good focus today in India on this community of people who are international students who are aspiring to go for them, and I think they're all coming together and giving out combined benefits to them to enable them to get onto this journey and go and pursue their studies abroad. So there are distinct advantages in taking that card as well.
Is there any message you would like to convey to our viewers?
Yes, I strongly believe that going abroad and studying should become a very important aspect of your overall career planning, because there is no easier pathway towards creating a base in a foreign country than going as a student. I know there are many people who aspire to go directly on work or migrate, but I strongly believe, and I know it for a fact, that people who go as students tend to be more successful because they are going in without the responsibility of work on their shoulders. They have at least a year to study in that environment. They have 1 year to settle down into that environment, and governments like New Zealand then provide them with the advantage of working for further 1 year and even staying for permanent residency. But going as a student may look like a costly affair, but I think it's a great investment to make because it really helps you to go in. It's like you can't play test cricket directly without playing for Ranji Trophy in your state, So this is a bit like that. So my recommendation is that people should consider going abroad for studies and creating that nice pathway. And interestingly, we're getting a lot of working professionals like yourself who might decide that they want an opportunity abroad, and the best pathway is still the study pathway. So I want people to consider it more and more, especially in a good place like New Zealand, but anywhere else, which is a good destination. All 6 English-speaking countries are great destinations. Singapore is emerging as a good destination now. So also France and Germany, they're trying to attract students as well. So, but I think going abroad adds a whole new facet to a person, makes them more complete as an individual and as a professional. So I think it's very important in a world where the walls have dropped and boundaries have ceased to exist. I think it's very important that we all need to go get that international experience.
Thank you so much for your valuable time. It was a pleasure having you on our show.
My pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks.